I don't know. I'm shaking.
Welcome back to Union Street, the podcast where we have the most interesting conversations on the internet with the most interesting people in the world. And I just want to say, time out. I might have introed us wrong. Is this Union Street or is this?
So this is Union Street. This
Okay.
is definitely Union Street because this is your baby. You worked hard for it. This is still 500 questions. This is we taking it back to the beginning.
Oh man,
The very beginning.
Word.
Wooden table.
You remember those times?
Yes.
Ice cream truck outside.
Ice cream truck outside. I gotta wait for the neighbors to shut the fuck up.
Word up. Poppy banging the music and shit.
That's crazy.
Word up.
Yeah, so this is definitely a reunion, a beginning of the time reunion.
Word,
500 questions on the Union Street podcast.
Long time.
It's been a long
I'm
time.
Union Jackson.
It's your girl Balaij.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. I ain't gonna lie to you,
It
You heard?
It just flowed real natural. Like,
right. You've been going a while.
How long? Could you put a lot of emphasis on the while?
I've been doing Union Street consecutively for what now is 24 weeks. So 24 weeks, that is, what's that, 6 months?
Yeah, that's about
6
6 months.
months.
It's 52
So
in a year.
before that, I
me.
took a little hiatus and took a little break. That was about 3 or 4 months. So about 30 months.
Damn.
About 30 months, a little more than 30 months.
And how long has it been? That's since the last 500 questions also?
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time we did a 500 questions episode?
Maybe about a year ago. Passion Fruit Mimosas. That was the name of the last episode.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
It's a long time.
That's a time.
It's a lifetime.
That's time fly.
It does.
Well, congratulations to you for keeping your stuff going and not
Thank you,
stopping.
bro.
Because I know that transition ain't always easy either.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
It was tough. It was tough. It was heartbreaking because I love that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that was it for me.
Yeah.
You feel me? But like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I ran out of patience, but I just was. It was
I get it.
Come on, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's not like we spoke briefly about this before. It wasn't necessarily one person's or another person's fault. It was just that life really took a turn because, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't foresee Mello opening up a business.
No.
We didn't see...
a baby.
We didn't see a baby. We didn't see...
wasn't in six, Prince picking up
Yeah, we didn't see him.
his extra.
His
He
life
left.
go
Yeah, he
type
left.
shit, you know what I'm saying?
Got a new career, picked up another career. Shout out to Mello too with Top Tier.
Yeah, he going crazy.
Mello going crazy. Like he
That's
really
phenomenal, bro.
He really watching him grow.
Even especially that he's shouldering that whole load by himself.
But like I don't think a lot of people know that. Like Mello and he works full time and he's a fucking dad at the same time.
Bro,
like
this
he's
nigga's
a family
living.
man.
This dude is living 6 lives in one.
Literally, and he make it look like he does it with ease. Like you don't really see him.
Still got good
losing
skin.
It.
Nigga still beautiful.
Hairline not receding or nothing.
Nigga still beautiful.
The gray patch that everybody like. He not even getting the ugly gray.
Mm-hmm. This nigga's aging like wine. Like what the fuck, nigga?
Shout out to P. Shout out to P doing his different things.
Right, for sure.
I don't speak to P as often, but I speak to Mello more than I speak to P. But I do see him on social media, TikTok with his truck, and it seems like he loved that. So I'm happy for him for that.
That's what's up. Yeah,
Shout out to you. Shout out to you because not only have you stepped it up with your podcasting, but we always called you. I don't want to call you Diddy no more because you know the situation.
It's a slur now.
As far as like, I'm gonna call you Dre.
Right,
I'm gonna call you Dre because I watched you from the beginning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, P and Mello, they came along while we already was in it.
We had hit
you
a
know
flow
what I mean?
by then. Yeah.
Right. You know, you already done got the basis of what needed to be done behind the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I watched you transform to not knowing how the fuck we was gonna screw the mics on the table.
right.
To actually producing other podcasts for other people. So big up to you for that. And I commend you for sticking through it because honestly, like you said, that time frame, it was like a breakup. You know what I mean? Like that's like, and most of the time when groups go through breakups, it ain't crazy where we hate each other, but that tension comes.
Right.
It's just inevitable. You know what I mean? It's like, I see where we going, y'all. Like I know we trying, but it's going.
Yeah, so,
it's going. So
yeah, that was tough, man. It was like I'm telling you, a bunch of times it crossed my. I was like, let me call these niggas, just to see what niggas' heads at.
Yeah,
type shit.
yeah.
But then it was like, no, I probably fucked that up because of how I presented it.
It wasn't only you though.
No, but when I presented it, when I was like, yo, all right, this is what's gonna happen from now on. You feel me? I felt like I should have took like an extra day or two to map out my approach to the situation.
Okay.
Because I was in the space of like, man, you know what? Boom, 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 sent. Fuck it, whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I honestly thought that when I presented it to the guys, you being the guys too as well, when I presented it, I thought motherfuckers was gonna be like, all right, well, let's work it out. We'll work it out. You know what I'm saying? We'll make it make sense. You feel me? Whereas like I wouldn't have been what I was, but I would have still been here.
Yeah.
And it still could have kept going type shit. You feel me? But like,
and what happened? I'm trying to figure out I can't think of the message. I think it was just like, first of all, I hate I hate any kind of serious conversation through text.
Right.
Because multiple reasons. One, how you may have been sending it. Mm-hmm. It depends on the space everybody's in on how we read it.
So I like to think that I have control of it. But I often tell people I have a black belt in passive aggression.
Yes, you do.
So it was like, that's what I'm saying. I can't help it now at this point. So when I'm typing the message, I'm just like, all right, nigga. That's why even the way I started it, let me get this out the way because I know everybody's busy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I read that in such a way, I was like, yeah, somebody's not going to like this. But it was just like, let me get it out there. And it was just like, all right, whatever. But I didn't type it and send it to be spiteful. That's what I'm saying. That's why I should have took some more time because I know if nothing else was communicated, anger and frustration was communicated, and I wasn't in an angry space. I was more on the verge of becoming tired.
And I can see that. I can see that because even at that time, you know what I mean. First of all, like you said, none of us saw the things that happening, right? And on top of that, at that moment, outside of your job, you know what I mean? Like, you had the available time, and then it started again, we was late. You get what I'm saying? Oh, we can't show this. Like, I might have to leave early. And it's not taking away that we did have important things to do because those things were important. But my baby was my baby. Mellow Business was his new baby, and this was your baby.
Right.
You get this was our baby, but I had a baby that came that had to kind of trump that.
A real baby.
Right. And this was your baby. So it's like your time and effort is all going through there, and I was just scattered.
Right. So, and that's another thing too. I wish I was fucking more patient because the workflow, that was a lot. You know what I'm saying? So whereas we recording for an hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, and it's taking me double that to do the episode. So if we record for 2 hours, I'm sitting in front of the computer for an hour, 2.5 hours, 3 hours sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So add on an hour to what we record because I got to go back and move shit and cut and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas now I record for 2 hours, I record for an hour and 45 minutes. That should take me 20, 35 minutes to do an episode. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it take me. I wish I would have had more patience because the workflow would have materialized in a way that I would have been better at it. Now we record for 3 hours. It only take me an hour and a half to do the episode and just knock it out and submit it. You know what I'm saying? So most of that shit was just rendering the episode. You know what I'm saying? And that shit take a lot. YouTube was taking forever because our account was so early and so new. So they really did the checks on it. Now it's like I hit upload on YouTube and that shit is done in like 25 minutes.
Yeah, see.
So, and then I didn't know that I didn't have to sit there and watch the screen. I know I could just click and move around. You know what I'm saying?
Before you sitting there like, what the fuck?
Right. I just wish I would have exercised a little bit more patience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas you see this, everything was growing. And even though it has grown a lot since the last time you was here, as you can see.
I like the whole production.
It changed, you feel me?
Yeah.
But like, and I wanted, and I still do kind of want us to grow in this at the same time, so we all could see, like, nigga, like, we started this was our baby.
Right.
Essentially, like, I tell a story, like, it wasn't for me, it was for Lips, and then it was for you, and then it was like, I just wanted to, now it's like, yo, like, our baby is growing up type shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
These
are basically the teen years. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, those some of the best years. That's when you get the fuck
up and
run wild.
Years, when the infant years of it was like so innocent and so new, and it was like, that's good, man. And it was fun. It was all learning. You know what I'm saying? Nerve wracking. Like, how the people gonna accept it? How they gonna like it? But
that was the bumps and the bruises process.
I like to think I honestly, maybe it's me being naive, but I like to think it's not over.
I feel that way too. I feel like because even with everything, right? Mm-hmm. With all of us, with everything, like even with Mello, he learned how to manage the business a lot better. That time came in where he learned where he could be flexible with his time at, where it's not getting too overwhelming. Diary is getting bigger, so it's like, okay, these time frames, what is getting cool. I don't really know what P's saying. I can't speak for P. I don't know what his time looked like.
Somebody made a joke about that a couple weeks ago.
I can't speak for P. Like where his time, like how his time is going as far as how he's managing everything. Because I see a lot more P on social media. And so once in a blue, I'll send out a text like, "Hey, what's up?"
Right, real quick. Nobody made a joke about him. It was a joke about how. They was like, yo, well, y'all niggas even really friends or something along those lines, because they don't often see me and you together. They were like, yo, I'll never see y'all together. Like, anytime I see y'all, but I don't see y'all together. And that's what the joke was about. I was like, bro, like, yeah, niggas really locked in type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, tell them that means y'all don't know anything.
Right.
And half of the people who are close friends, they barely see each other anyway.
Right. That's a fact.
But yeah, I mean, I like to believe that it'll come back. I like to believe. I actually know. I would like for it to come. Fingers crossed. I would like for it to come back. I would love for it to come back. And I would love for it to come back right. You know what I mean? Like, I would love for it to come back with that time. Like, okay, because like you said, that's how your friends like, okay, I'm coming this time. Damn, my babysitter ain't cooking. Now I'm running late as hell. That's why I said to you, I said 12, but you know that mean 1. So I really was on time today or whatever. But
it you know what? No matter what, it always worked out.
It worked out. Like, no matter, that's what I was about to say. No matter which way it went, honestly, it worked out. We created something beautiful, like, and it's still out there. You get what I'm saying? Like, somebody can go back and go watch 500 Questions. Somebody could be scrolling through somewhere and see, like, oh shit, what's this? And check it out. Like, you know how many shows get revamped from.
For sure.
10 years later, somebody done found it, like, oh, this is some good shit. You know what I mean? Right. So, and like I said, a lot of good came from it. You kept it going. You got your shit going. You got Union and Jackson part. You got the Shawnee Talk part. Like, you play a major role in all of that. And that came from your dedication from starting 500 Questions.
Yeah. And fucking, and that was, it was really sad. It really broke my heart because, like, we really hit a stride. Our last episode did over 400 views. And that was big for me.
Wow.
That was humongous for me, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
On what, YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
That's major. I feel like that's major on YouTube.
Yeah, it was big for us.
Get like 25.
Yeah, like no, first, bro, less than that.
5 viewers, like and some of them is coming from us.
Yeah, because all 4 of us watched the shit. You know what I mean? So we getting like 2 extra people to watch it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But that was fire. Like I said, it ain't over. Hopefully, it ain't over. I pray. You know what I'm saying? Because we really did do a great thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Fingers crossed. Melinda hit me the other day. She was like, "Yo, don't give up on your baby." I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about?" She was like, you know, I'm like, oh, why? I'm like, no, never. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I told her, I texted her, I said, yo, it ain't over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll see.
And I really want to set the record straight because I am a hater. Like, when it comes to 500 Questions, because I don't know if he tell y'all, but as soon as I see him post some shit that look like it's 500 questions, I'll message him like, that ain't 500 questions. Like, that, I'm all for the Union Street. Right. Those are guests on Union Street, the pod. That's the members. That's anything other than 500 questions. You can't have that. They can't. Right. I be dead up. I ain't even gonna hold you. I jump right at him like, who is that? That's not 500 questions.
Word. My first couple episodes of Union Street, nigga sat down and was like, yeah, word, welcome to 500 questions. I was like, no. You about to get me.
And then nobody saying V is coming. V is coming. And I'm like, I heard that, motherfucker. Yeah.
But what has been up, B? You have been away. You haven't been, like, in hiding or nothing like that, but you have been away. Things are different now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what's been up with you?
So I've been kind of finding balance and trying to take care of me and diary and work or whatever, because you know always say, you know, I can't do this because of this, but I really had to sit down and be like, well, I have this time. So as of lately, I've been gym, shout out to Live Fit. Shout out to Live Fit. Like, I started working out in the house first, and then I'm like, I feel like I'm doing stuff, but I ain't really doing nothing. Brittany was going to Lip to work out.
LeBron.
Yeah. Lip
Yeah.
Bar, he got the Lip Fit. Brittany was going to him. I'm like, all right, I'm watching him. I'm like, fuck it, now I'm gonna go because I feel like I'm outgrowing this working out in the house with the few things I need that extra push. Locked in with him and been locked in ever since. I really commend him because I know he play a lot on social media, like he's a fucking nut. But when it comes to like that gym and that training and that motivation, like it's really in there. Like he really dedicated to that, and I appreciate it because I came a long way working out with him. So yeah, shout out to Live Fit for that.
That's fine.
I'm actually in school.
Okay.
I didn't tell them this is the first time most people knowing about it.
Breaking news.
I decided to go to school for psychology.
Okay.
I said I was never going back to school again. When I was thinking about starting the nonprofit, actually, it wasn't even my thought. It was some people who was already working with me when I do the brunches, like the chef who was working with me. I would be talking to Dia. Shout out to Dia. That's my big sister. I love her so much. She has the She Is with the youth. And the first person to plant the seed for it was Chef Josh. And he like, why aren't you turning this into a nonprofit so you could do smaller events because you're consistent with it or whatever the case may be. Write It Out brunch.
Okay.
Right. So I'm like, I never thought about that. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't really be thinking about doing these things. And I think I put it in my mind because I be seeing so many gimmicky people and people doing these things just for money, and I be trying to be like, well, I don't want to be like that when the reality is that's not who I am anyway, so what's the problem? You get what I'm saying? So once I said I wanted to do that, I'm like, I'm about to go back to school for psychology. And I'm like, because I really want to learn how, the mind thinks, how we process things, especially like a lot of us coming from the same places, and how we process things differently, even though we experience some of the similar experiences or whatever. So I'm like, and then with that, I could offer free therapy, like sessions, because a lot of our people really don't go to therapy. I don't think a lot of them know that they can get it under their insurance. Or what's the reason? It's different reasons or whatever. I am in therapy also. I go every week. I have my sessions. I'm learning a lot through therapy. I didn't even realize I needed to do as much as I was like. I didn't realize I was holding on to as much because I write and all of that. And I didn't realize like a lot of the issues that I still deal with. I didn't realize I was still dealing with those issues. And therapy has helped me to see it, address it, and also forcing me to give myself a lot more credit. Because I realized like I lowball everything I do. Everything I do, I never think is major. I think it's small.
We used to have that conversation. Stop saying little before everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's like when they be like I don't let anybody big me up. I always, oh no, it's nothing. You know what I mean? And I like my therapist was just like, girl, like what is wrong? But anyway, so that's kind of what I've been up to. Taking care of me a little bit more, trying to balance, taking care of diary, still trying to navigate, do the things that I got to deal with in life, still working. That's pretty much it.
I think that's fire that you're going back for psychology because a lot of times, like I know people say, like you said, like you could have host therapeutic sessions or whatever, because a lot of times people don't know where their thoughts and feelings and emotions come from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you putting yourself in that position, looking like me,
and having the experiences,
having somewhat of a similar history and a similar coming from the same places I come from, you'll be able to source and provoke thoughts about. You will be able to probe deeper because you'll be like, yo, but like, remember that time? Like, even if it was me, you talking to me, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, wow, like, remember the time you got hit by the car? Like, outside of the getting better physically and joking, how would you deal with that mentally? And I would have never even thought that getting past that mentally was a requirement to my healing process.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that night.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we just finished recording, right?
No. I'm talking about the car accident. Remember when I got hit by the car on Ocean?
No.
Well, your sister was there. She reminded me about it every chance
of course
she did.
So you was like,
shut the fuck up.
I don't remember, but the crazy part. That's a traumatic experience.
Exactly.
Honestly.
And a lot of times we like, yo, like how you doing? Like motherfuckers like, I'm good. thinking about the physical, not realizing that like healing mentally is a part of the physical healing process as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's fire, man. That's huge.
That was another, because it's crazy, because shout out to Shamira, my best friend, and Chuck, because when I first said I was going to go with the two people, those were the first two people who kind of knew, and I didn't really tell anybody until I was actually registered. So I am in William Patterson online. Fire. Definitely got the first half of the semester, finished that with A's and B's.
Congratulations.
So, and even that is a challenge, because, like, you know what I mean? Like, half of this shit I haven't done in so long. Like, write a proper essay. Like, what the hell? But the first week, I had so much anxiety. Mm-hmm. Then after I got through that first week, calmed down, was just like, I started, managing my time at work, get this done. Another reason what made me go for psychology is, too, like you said, I wanted to put some book knowledge behind everything else. You get what I'm saying? Because most of the stuff that I go through or speak about is experience, or either lessons learned, things that I fucked up in, or things that I didn't fuck up in, things that happened, how I process it, or whatever. So, and even other people around me experiences, a lot of that comes from that. But I wanted to put some book knowledge around it, even to learn myself better a little bit. You know what I mean? Because every day is a learning process. And it's never too much to learn. And I realized that. And even now, with reading the books and the classes, I'm starting to read like stuff about history, like the Enlightenment era. I'm like, oh wait, girl, what they say? All the knowledge you need to know, or you want to keep somebody dumb, just don't give them a book. However that saying go.
How you want to hide it from?
It's literally in there. So I was just like, I'm thankful for the process, because the process kind of led me here. Where was I? Oh, we talking about the school thing. So yeah, that's why I decided to go back for psychology. And I was like to Shamira, I don't know how that came about. She sent me something, and I'm like, it was something the therapist said. Shamira, she sent me something the therapist said.
It's a beautiful name.
She's a beautiful person. She's on my board too. She's the co-chair on the board for Write It Out Inc. She sent me something from a therapist that was on social media. And I'm like, yo, I just said the same exact thing to somebody. I'm like, I want to go back to school. I'm like, but I don't really want to, that's a lot of time. Like, I don't really want to go do it. It's going to take too long to finish. And what she said to me was, that time going to go by regardless.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? You fucking right. You fucking heifer. And I told one of my close friends, he's deceased now, like my son's godfather, anything I do, he championed hard. Like, all right, well, how we gonna do this? Yeah, rest his soul. Like, that was really a major person in my corner. And then when I did enroll, I had so many fucking credits, because my major was accounting prior to that, when I went to school years ago, 10 years ago.
Right.
When I went in, I'm thinking I'm starting from scratch. I'm going in as a junior. Oh, which is like phenomenal. You know what I mean? Right. So by next fall, I'm done. Next fall, I just got to do that. If God willing, I pass.
You will.
I'm done. For sure, for sure. So I was just like, okay, well, that made it a little easier to go through.
That's a little weight lift off your shoulders.
Yeah, like,
too.
I ain't got to go 4 or 5 years. I'm stepping in. Only got to do about year and a half.
Right. Well, you ain't got to do that. Go back doing that algebra.
I got to go. The fuck? I ain't got to do trick. So that's how I got there. And like I said, that's pretty much what's been going on with me. I've been in the gym. I go for my walks. I go to my therapy sessions every week faithfully. I have my classes online. I go to work and I take care of my son. I'm trying not to, like, I have some bumps in the road, or whatever the case may be. I don't want to get into them too much, but I do realize, like, a few things. One, I could not big me up, but I ain't letting nobody tear me down. I learned that. I learned that by myself when I reacted to somebody try to tear me down. Like, you can't make me feel like I can't fuck up. You can't. You can't make me feel like I'm not a walking fuck up, but you can't make me feel like I can't fuck up. And you really can't minimize anything I do, because, like, I really kicked.
No,
you know what I mean? I kicked to get here. And then, like, the reminder, like, I do that shit grieving. Mm-hmm. I do that shit hurt. I do that shit take care of my son. And I do that shit as an imperfect person. You know what I mean? I still show up. And that's a fight within self.
In spite of.
Yeah, in spite of. And sometimes you fight yourself with that because it'd be like, damn, how I'm going to show up and tell these people it's going to be okay, but yesterday I felt like it wasn't going to be okay. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm telling these people. Like, even when you feel like it ain't going to be okay, it's going to be okay. Even if you fuck up, you could get back up. Even if you, every minute, every second is a chance to get it right. It's a new chance. I know we say every day, but really every second, because every second is a new second.
Sure.
So if you fuck up a few minutes ago, step back and correct yourself.
Got to.
That's it. So anyway, that's how I got here. Right now, Inc., we having a vision board event, the first. That came up quick. It was a last minute thing, but it was on my mind, like, for seasonal depression. You know, we discussed that a lot. We getting into that time frame. I'm talking so much.
That's fine. That's what we here for.
We get into that time frame of seasonal depression or whatever the case may be. So I felt like, okay, let's do a vision board event where we can have. I got Dr. Chandler, Marquise from My Way Gun, Knots, you know, to play basketball. We were recently
Okay,
He's on my board also. He's on the board. He is a licensed. He's going to be speaking. He's going to speak on like coping mechanism for seasonal depression. I don't want to really say, you know, too many names, but I want to shout out to the family of a young girl who actually phenomenal. You know what I mean? From the outside looking in, phenomenal. It's somebody we know, relative. I'm sure you saw it floating around. I don't really want to put the name out because I didn't speak to the family, you know?
All right, we'll talk.
Okay, but phenomenal young woman, PhD, beautiful, gorgeous, all of that, hardworking, committed suicide. And the irony of it, it was like, right. I've seen, and then I saw that right after I put out that I was doing the that announced that I did the nonprofit and announced the event. Like 2 days after that, when I seen like, damn, she committed suicide. And it's like, beautiful young woman. Well, like smart, intelligent. It's like sweet. And you never know what someone is going through. You get what I'm saying? You really never know. Sure. And like sometimes the people who act chaotic think that they are the only ones going through something because they're actively, you can see what they're going through. When it's not always that. Too, I felt like we have a lot of youth programs. There's a lot. What about the adults?
Are there a lot of them?
There are. Actually, like if you go,
so that's news to me.
If you check out, you go through the Jersey City like nonprofit networks. There's a lot of youth programs.
Okay. See,
it's still a boy. I didn't know it's still a Boys and Girls Club. I just found that out.
Oh, no, I knew that.
I didn't know that.
I know it is, but I know it's not what it was.
Okay.
So that's where I was at with it because I'm on record just as recently as last week as shitting on Jersey City for not doing enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but like, I'm looking at the city. I'm looking like up to the government and
they
like
suck.
city, right? But I'm not looking at this level, our level type.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like there are a bunch of people that do provide outlets and situations for
youth.
For sure.
There's actually a couple youth programs in Jersey City. Some people don't get the recognition that they need. You know what I mean? And some people deserve. Let me say deserve. But there are actually a lot of programs for the youth that even goes inside the schools outside of just the violence and coming to the hood and posting that. Like, you got people who go into these schools. It's groups that, like I said, shout out to She Is. They deal with the young women. You know what I mean? I just found another group. I forgot. It's Men Something. I can't quote the exact name of them. But I happened to see their thing. I jumped into their Zoom. I thought it was open to everybody because he had a post like, you know, how do we discuss gun violence? It was open. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. I know it's Men Something. When I jumped into the group, first of all, it was all guys in there. I'm like, oop, I'm sorry for I'm intruding. But they were having meaningful discussion. They like, what could we do? And like I said, even with them, you know what I mean? I think one of the first things y'all can do is stop trying to get them all together and start reaching them individually. You gotta make these boys feel safe. They too traumatized that they don't feel safe. And there's a lot of cameras in their face. That's not always the way to go.
No.
You know what I mean? Like they don't trust people. They don't know who's giving, you know, what's real. They don't know who's really interested in their well-being or if they just interested in what they could get out of whatever they going through.
For sure.
So it's like, you know, build that trust with them. Get to know them individually. Like, you got to change them individually before you can bring groups together as far as this group, that group together and sit it out. Because that will never be authentic or genuine,
especially if it's seen as an attempt to throw it together, or in an attempt to tell my story how you see fit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The first thing that I want to that I've learned, I probably can't speak to those guys who actually went to school and did all the work as far as the book knowledge, you know what I'm saying, to figure out how to brain, like you said, like how the mind works and things of that nature. But one thing I know for a fact, as a person that lives a life of a man of action, you have to exercise outside of conversation, or, you know what I'm saying, outside of discussion. Because, like, yeah, we could sit here and talk about it, because, like, I could sit here and tell you all the stuff that I want to do. Yeah. I got plans on doing. I got to do that shit.
You have to do it.
So that's a lot of times that's the tough part. You know what I'm saying? Even in dealing with something as volatile as street violence and gun violence, and dealing with people from up here that don't fuck with people down here, and attempting to bring them together. Hey, let's just you meet with this person. No, you can't do that. You gotta provide me with a safe space. I gotta be comfortable with you.
Exactly.
It's me as a person walking on the hill saying, hey man, I know y'all don't fuck with these niggas down here, and I might have it totally fucked up. I might have information coming from somebody that don't have nothing to do with either side. So that's important. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do more than just exercise your mouth muscles, when that's, I guess, for lack of a better term.
No, and that's what I brought up to them too, because, like, especially because I feel like one of the main areas we know these boys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, we've experienced a lot of these things with them, as far as, like, seeing what that hurting them, and you know, the separation is like, no. The first thing you need to do is, first of all, get to know them. Mm-hmm. You don't even know the people. You know what I mean? Get to know them outside of a group. Make them feel safe. Mm-hmm. Make them feel comfortable enough to open up, and then start figuring out what can be done. Because going straight to how do we stop the gun violence, that's not where it starts.
You'll never get it done.
And you'll never get it done. You really got to go deeper and get to know these boys first. Mm-hmm. Honestly, so yeah.
Because at the base of it all, like, these really are some good niggas.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, good niggas don't hurt. Like, not good niggas. Bad niggas don't hurt when niggas die. Regular niggas die. Type shit. If you losing your homie and you hurting, you understand what it feel like to lose a homie.
Yeah.
So you understand, like, if I go over there and I take a life, somebody over there gonna be hurt the same way that I hurt. Yeah. And a lot of times we don't want that for each other. You feel me?
Nope.
But it's just like, and like we just spoke recently. Like, people think that being on demon time and being in survival mode and being ready to kill is all the same thing.
Right.
And it's not. Being in survival mode is something totally different from being on demon time. Being on demon time is something totally different from being ready to kill, in my opinion.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
No, I agree. I agree with you on that, because that shouldn't be a natural reaction to even go to the. Why is that so natural? And second of all, why can't, like you said, demon time being on your shit? Like,
for sure,
being on your shit and making sure that, listen, I'm on demon time. I ain't letting that shit trick me out my spot.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
like,
for sure. Demon time cutting out all that extra shit.
The narrative of it needs to change.
Not respond to the noise. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times when I say, man, fuck that shit, man, I ain't fuck Jersey City. I want niggas to know, like, I'm not referencing the city. I'm not referencing the people of the city. I'm referencing how the city is starting to be structured, how it's starting to be handled, all the shit that we're losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody talking about the recent loss of SNAP benefits. I don't know how true today that is.
Yeah, as of right now, it's not gonna be a like forever loss.
Like a total loss.
No, it's not a total loss. Remember, like, you know how, like, usually in the beginning of the fiscal year when they do all the budgeting, and then they don't come to an agreement or something,
right,
and it shuts down.
Right.
So I guess I don't know if it always happened around this time
too,
and we just it just never caused a shutdown. We only hear about it in the beginning, but that's basically what's happening.
Okay.
So basically, I guess when they figure out what they're gonna do with all the funds, anybody in, like, government, certain government fucking entities, however you say the shit, they aren't getting paid. Anything that's paid, like, federally, a lot of those people aren't getting paid. Also, it's not just that SNAP benefits. People aren't really are not getting paychecks,
right,
or whatever.
I got an opinion. I got thoughts and opinions about that, but I'm not gonna get into them right now.
I have a question. Did any veteran benefits stop behind that?
Mine didn't. I got my shit today. You know
okay.
That direct deposit.
Did they say anything about it stopping? No.
Okay, I didn't receive no notification or nothing like that. So I guess I just submitted an application for some more.
Oh. Get everything you can, King. I guess I don't know how deep it goes, because I ain't even gonna hold you. I be so drained from all this, I stopped following.
Right. It's tough. Like I said, I got opinions. I feel like millionaires and billionaires should not be the ones running this country, but that's a whole totally separate conversation. And I don't want to take away from us.
Right.
Reintroducing you to, you know what I'm saying? We want to know what the fuck is going on with B.
Oh, that's pretty much it. To back on what we talked about too about the trauma, right? And the demon time of decision making. Even for me, you get what I'm saying? It's easy for me it's not as easy as it used to be, but even for me as a female, I could still catch myself in the instances where I ain't thinking too straight and I'm reacting wrong. Mm-hmm. So imagine, and I don't play with guns. So it's like, imagine these guys that's actively in the streets who's fearing for their lives, watch their friends die, don't know if somebody's going to try to kill them, hard to process their thoughts, hard to express their emotions, on drugs because they kind of want to numb or drinking too much excessively with a gun in their hand. If the right situation could get me to react the wrong way, imagine that coming from somebody who got all that on their back. Like, they're literally getting dressed to be a target.
Yeah, and I believe that a lot of times, like, these young boys that kill people, they're not killers.
They're not killers.
They don't go. I honestly believe that they don't go into it with the intention to end someone's life. That's me. Like, you go get a gun, you carry the gun, you pull out the gun to pull the trigger, but you're not necessarily saying, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you."
I want to kill you.
I feel like you saying like, "Yo, I'm this motherfucker about to feel this pain that I want him to feel." Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you just going straight to shoot somebody in the head. Mm-hmm. Because somebody be like, oh, when you pull out the gun, you know the intentions. I get that. But honestly, I don't think that be the thought process. Some of them, I don't even think I think they be hoping they miss. No. I don't even be thinking they want to hit anybody.
Just the message that it sends. Like, I'm willing to pull this trigger in your direction. So don't, you know what I mean? Like, but you do have those that are like on some shit like, yo,
it's some psychos. We're not going to take away the fact that it is. So yeah.
I mean, shout out to y'all. I mean, no harm.
No.
Leave me out of it.
No. Even with the guy, I remember when the youngest around our way, like in that area, I'm not too far in age from them, so you was gone already because you older than me, but you way older than them. But some of them is like, I remember they were still fighting, and I remember having conversations like, ain't nobody gonna keep letting y'all fuck them up. These gonna come back shooting at y'all, and that's what the fuck happened. Like, I feel like some of them was forced into that because how the fuck I'm gonna throw hands with somebody who throwing bullets? Right.
And inheriting trauma and bullshit, that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And it don't necessarily have to be like hereditary from your parents. No. You know what I'm saying? You can inherit that bullshit from your environment. Like, just because your parents live on this side of the city in this community and you brought up in that city and on that side of the city in that community, you're expected to defend that side of the city in that community. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
It's like, a lot of times, a lot of this shit that we've done, and that's not we, but as a people that's going on, it really don't have everything to do with us. It's about circumstance and environment and things like that. You know what I mean?
You know what
But
else?
with that, right? I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times when we grow to our new selves, it requires a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fucking up, a lot of turmoil.
I don't even think people realize.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, you've handled it with such grace that I initially identified it as a peaceful and yet successful shift away from your old self. That's why I wrote it like that. Because I honestly don't know. And when I think about it, I'm like, yo, be just different. You know what I'm saying? And I probably missed that whole process because it was like most of it might have been behind doors.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or just out of my field of vision. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I've seen you cry before, but I probably haven't seen you cry about the things that really touched your heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, can you just speak to that? Like, what was that like? Was the shift, was it as peaceful, or has it always been like easy?
It's crazy. It's crazy you bring this up because I had a little minor situation or whatever the case may be, and it was surrounding like a group of people who we all supposed to be cool, and I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it got to the point where I was swinging in that situation. You feel me? And in my mind, I started swinging because of the scenario, and I just felt like it wasn't gonna happen again. And like, you know what I mean? And it wasn't too long ago, and And when I brought it up, another situation happened, and I responded. Like I said, so I'm not exempt from anything. Like I said, it's still a process, and who I am is like, you know what I mean? Like who you are, it never really goes away. You just grow or whatever. Mm-hmm. And from that instance, it was like try to diminish anything that I'm doing. Like you said, like everything, the peaceful, successful shift away. It's not peaceful. I would say it's not always peaceful, and it's not always successful. It's everyday work. It's everyday work because even at the same time, like you see how like peaceful, successful shift away, people start holding you to a certain standard,
right?
And they make you a machine, like a robot. Whereas though now you beating yourself up because it's like, damn, I can't never do this again. When the reality is, no, I'm a motherfucking person. I might just do that again. But the process to get this is why I say, like, I'm gonna own that what you just said to me, right? Because that was a process, and I'm nothing like I used to be. Like nothing. Like I was loud as fuck. I didn't give a fuck about nothing. I was always down. Like I'm not really walking away from too much, but I also was the one who, like, I always was it's okay. Like I didn't really hold grudges too much. So that, I think me being that way and a part of my insecurities too kind of made the transition easier because I don't really like for nobody to see me a certain way. Like, I don't like for nobody to see me in a negative that light. And it was one instance, if you see me in a negative light, I question everything about myself. But now it kind of, as I grew, that didn't change, but I try to do more of the things that'll keep me from that. Like I told, I don't know if I'm explaining like the question right, but I told my cousin, I'm like, I'm happy I don't drink no more. You know why? Because I don't know how I will react to the things that I've experienced once I'm intoxicated. Like I'm afraid of what may happen. Like I had a drink one day after his godfather died, and I cried so hard. I haven't cried that hard in a long time. And I'm like, I'm not emotionally stable enough to be drinking. I realized that.
No, that makes sense.
So along the way, for me, the transition came from realizing what's not for me and trying my best to stay away from those things or whatever, and try to do more things that make me feel good. You know what I mean? Try to do more things that make me feel good about myself. Try to do more things that's on a positive light. Try to focus on the things that I actually like. And just separate. Separate. Like, it's okay to be in my bubble. It's okay to meet. I've been meeting like new people along the way. I realized that most of the controversy, if I have controversy, is because I'm stepping back in zones where I shouldn't even be in the first place.
Right.
So I think it wasn't peaceful. It was ugly. It's still ugly. It's still ugly. It's still hard. It's just something that I never want to stop doing. Like, I always want to grow. I always want to. And now, you know what else I enjoy? I enjoy getting those messages from people like, yo, you helped me. I enjoy that. Like, if I never make a dime off of none of this shit,
God forbid.
God forbid. You know what I mean? But, and I pray that, like, of course, everybody want to be wealthy, right? Like, somebody asked me before, like, with the nonprofit, oh, so how much money you get off of that? That's not what I went into it thinking about. You know what I mean? I didn't go into it thinking about that.
It's in the name, nonprofit.
Like, everybody always want to scam the system. You get what I'm saying? I didn't go, like, this literally started for me processing my pain. And it just kept building and building and building. And once you see something grow positive, once you see all the good things you can do, once you see how you can help people, like, you could save a life, like, you could potentially save somebody who's trying to stop themselves, that shit helps me. And when it helps me to grow, it helps me to see where I need to work at. So to help for more my self-esteem, to help with me grow, to help me be the best person for my son, that's how the shift happens. The shift happening with me, with my self-esteem being so low and not liking how I was feeling, to, okay, you building it up, but you also helping other people along the way, to, okay, you got a son now, I don't want him exposed to those certain things, like even with the thing with his situation with his father. Like, I had to really, sit down there and not think about how anybody else would handle that situation and think about what's best for me, because if I go this route, I'm going to react. I'm going to bend or hurt somebody, because nothing that happens to you disappears. And I think that's another thing people don't understand. I can never erase anything that happened to me that hurt me. But I can find a way to just use it. So, like I said, back to, it's not always peaceful. I'm not always on the right side of things. But I love the way it feels to do good, to help people, and to do good by myself, like for myself. I love the way that feels. So that's right. How I keep the shift going. Okay. And I never really was too much of a nasty person. I could get nasty, but I never really was. I always was the one, like, if we had a fight, I want to say sorry after. Like, I was always the softie out of the group. I just was loud. So, yeah, that's kind of how that go.
I want to say, thank you for answering that. You answered that phenomenally.
I didn't know if I was answering the question. Sure. I just kept talking. For sure,
because it was mostly about your process and how you saw it. You know what I'm saying? And then recognizing that it's just not a jump; it's a step. You take a step in the right direction. And you just try to string together those steps.
Back steps too.
Yeah, it's back steps to it too. You know what I'm saying? But you try to string together a bunch of steps forward. You know what I'm saying? And I recognize that, and I want to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Everything you got going on, everything that you do, and everything that you have plans for. I hope everything you plan for comes to fruition.
Thank you. I really appreciate 100%. That.
In any way that I can help, I will. If it's like you need me to, whatever way you need me to host a Write It Out brunch or two.
You are.
I got you.
Y'all already, like, that whole.
We locked in.
It's done. Like, it's crazy because my DJ been locked in from the day one. My chef been locked in from day one, and now my hosts are locked in. Thank y'all. Y'all did it for y'all brought an element, like, even that. You get what I'm saying? Like, watching something like how you watch that, watching something you do transform into something. Like, I literally went to a park one day and said, hey, meet me there, let's write this out and then burn it, because I was like, that's my safe place. People came, about a few people came to, do you know how it feels to watch? Ain't nothing more motivating than watching what you do progress.
Watching it grow. Like, I literally watched something that came from me being hurt and sad, opening it up to other people, grow into an event that, by the grace of God, is honestly getting better. And not only is it getting better, it's actually helping people. Like, hey, that's a great feeling. Like, wow. I can't even, like, I'll be like, oh, it's nothing. But the reality, that's a great feeling. It's a humongous thing.
It's not an easy thing to do, to even, with anything we all decide to do. It's hard to stay consistent, because even when you're not feeling in a good space, it's hard to stay consistent where it's, like, with somebody else seeing you a certain way. It's hard to stay consistent and true to who you are. It's hard. It's hard to, like, even the money, if it ain't no money really coming in, it's hard to stay consistent where the money ain't really coming in on some shit like when you rich. You know what I mean? So to watch it grow, to watch it become something, like, and I really encourage anybody, whatever you start to build on, you really ain't got to jump, even like you did. We started for 500 questions. You could have said, you know what? I don't want to do this no more because we stopped this. Let me see what else I can do. No, you kept building on that. Sometimes you don't have to jump all over the place. Sometimes just sit still, talk to God. I'm big on church. Talk to God, whichever God that may be for you. Sit still, talk to God, talk to people, and be consistent and keep building on the smallest thing, and it's gonna grow.
Yeah, that's one thing people. That's one thing people should know. Like, the idea is the idea. You know what I'm saying? The execution, you just gotta. You might not be able to execute it the way that you do. You know what I'm saying? You might have to make some slight adjustments. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, I agree 1,000%. Stick to the plan. If you have an idea, just build on that idea. Don't keep changing your idea. You know what I'm saying? Change how you go about making that idea a success.
Yeah.
Right. So, and we're gonna talk about the Write It Out Inc.
I thought I discussed that already.
In a second. No, we're gonna really get into it because I have some questions, right?
Okay.
But first before we go there, because we've been talking about your headspace and how you feel, you know what I'm saying, or how you see yourself now. But, like, I want to ask you right now. It's a 2-part question. How do you feel, and where are you right now?
So, right now,
don't cry. That's a deep question.
I'm not gonna cry because, so in all honesty, so if you would have asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have told you, like, I feel like stuck. I would have told you, like, I feel like you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't really know what to put out. I don't know what to do. Like, what am I doing? Like, I can't even write right now. I'd have felt like I was lost and I wasn't where I was supposed to be. Like, I was going through, thank you. Like, I was going through, like, like a disconnect from a little bit of everything, spiritually, mentally, self, like worth and all of that. Like I had a moment of that like 2 weeks ago, whatever. And I was just like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Because what you call that imposter syndrome kind of kicks in.
Right.
It's something in you. And I realized that it's always going to be, the more you go, it's always going to be something in you because, like I said, working on yourself is everything. I haven't completely healed myself from insecurity. So now all that, you're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be saying this. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, how could you be saying this when you still got this going on? You're not even here yet. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of that doubt in my head or whatever. And like I said, I was dealing with, still dealing with like grief or whatever. I'm still dealing with grief, but I'm navigating through that. So 2 weeks ago, I would have said, I'm not really in a good headspace. Now, I'm in a great headspace.
Right.
I'm in a great headspace because I was able to remind myself that that's an okay headspace. Right. The headspace I was in, it's not about where you are, it's about where you allow yourself to stay.
Right. That's a bar.
And I realized, like, even through therapy, and you know what else? The same community that I pour into, they poured into me. They poured into me. They gave me the reassurance of, do you know what you did for me? You know what I mean? Like, even when I wasn't looking for it. And then, like I said, I feel like God always works. So I feel like he was showing me, like my memory came up, showing me when I first started the poetry thing. He was showing me that, what are you questioning for what you're doing when what you're doing is what I'm telling you to do? You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to be a perfect person. You ain't got to be it's okay that you made those mistakes. You can still speak on this. You get what I'm saying? So right now I'm in a better headspace. I'm in a way better headspace because I had to get rerouted of, it's okay. Wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. Whatever happens is what's supposed to happen. It's how you navigate through that. So right now I'm in a good space because I'm able to navigate through that. I was able to clear out that noise. I was able to, I'm right now in this moment able to see me and be proud of me. So yeah.
That's fire, man. That's good.
Because that was like I was in a little bad little headspace a few weeks ago.
It happens. You know what I'm saying? That was part of the step backs that we just talked about. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as you move forward, you still have to recognize that, the realization that there's more work to do is always be there.
Yes.
Type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So shit, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy you saw it and you got through it, but didn't stop.
Thank you.
I mean, as a friend of yours, as a brother of yours, I miss you too. I'm appreciative. I miss you more, bro. I'm appreciative of your process. I'm appreciative of the growth because there's no growth without the process.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's dope as fuck.
Thank you.
Now, I asked you off camera, but I want to ask you on camera. Mom life. Mom life
is amazing and it's stressful, and I'm still trying to learn. Like, I ask questions because diarrhea is getting bigger. Diarrhea is getting busier.
And it's probably so hard to be mad at them. You got them fucking
dimples
big, beautiful
in them eyes, and they got the eyelashes. But he got they say don't call him bad. He's not bad versus he cursed and he's disrespectful. He played too much.
So
he plays too much and he's hard-headed.
I'm familiar with that because my youngest, he was the busiest baby I'd ever experienced in my life.
It'd be like, sit down.
So we call him busy.
He's about to have a busy junior. I still struggle. I struggle with, like, even that I want to move. I need a 2-bedroom, but it's limited. I'm learning to finally be okay with what I can't do.
Right.
Now that, like, we're making those decisions, like, even to the point where it's like, with people, when I can't do something, if you get mad, then if I'm okay with what I can't do, I need you to be okay with what I can't do either. If I can't show up, I can't show up. You know what I mean? Sure. But it's a little tough because diarrhea, I don't know if it's normal and I don't know if it's coming from school. I say for the past 6 months, maybe a little more, diarrhea been asking for a daddy. You know what I mean? They already cry and be like, I want daddy. I think it's because, like, most of the shows and then the kids in his school, they have, 2 parents. So they're looking for their dads. That's like when they're sad, that's what they're crying for. Like, there was one instance, in the school with Dayari called the little Spanish. She was running after her father saying daddy. Dayari started playing with him, calling him daddy too.
Shit. I know you was tight.
I was so tight, or whatever the case may be. So even that, that's tough. That's tough. Like, I even found myself, even, like, I'm going to tell you what I was doing. Like, instead of, like, being angry or whatever, I'll find myself. So now he finally has a person to put it to, but he doesn't have a relationship. So whatever he is, anything that he does or see is a normal thing to him because he doesn't know how it's supposed to be. So I was even finding instance because he was always daddy. I'll ride up in the morning, go out my way, take him to see him. Okay. Like I did stop. I'll tell you why I stopped. I was going out my way, no matter how I feel like you fucking disgust me. Like I don't even show that disgust. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I'll just hey, you want to see a ghost? You want to see a daddy? To the point where what made me stop is. Then I always said, I want to go see my dad. Like, he'll say it. My baby, like, it's shocking because I didn't know that happened so early or whatever. And I guess it's his environment. Like I said, being in the schools, watching the shows and seeing the daddy, he just looking for that type of person. And I'll bring him out to his spot. I'll bring him a few times or whatever. That'll be the time he see him. He'll be like, oh, I'll get him. Never happens. So he'll see him. And then I stopped doing that because for... multiple reasons. One, he's getting too familiar with a person that he's going to be looking for more that he may not see. Now, I didn't know if I don't know if that's going to make it worse. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but as a boy who grew up without his father, and as a man that would die before I left my children's side, it's hurtful. It's heartbreaking because it's like I understand how important it is for fathers to be fathers. Right. You know what I'm saying? And for boys to have fathers. Right. Even though, like, I made a joke recently that it's important for men to abandon their sons. Obviously, I was fucking joking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it is important for you to be there because if we don't know, we find out in the worst ways. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're gonna look to individuals that are older that should be positive male figures in our life, but everybody don't have the same. They don't have the same. They don't care as much about life and me being a successful young boy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you won't have every young boy like me and my homies that really didn't grow up with their fathers. We saw that and we wanted to be different. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to be better, but some boys will see that and be like, oh. As a man, I have a choice. I don't have to be responsible if I don't want to be responsible. Right. And that's the drawback of it, type shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I pray with all my might that he sees that and says, like, if that situation does persist, that he says, you know what? I recognize how strong my mom was for me, and I'm going to be better than that over there. You know what I'm saying? That's not my example of a man. You know what's crazy? Because I said that once he gets older, like, I'm never going to bash his father, but I'm not going to, like, you know how we grew up and with that whole saying, they'll find out on their own what parent was what. I'm going to talk to my son. Right. I'm going to actually tell him so that, one, he doesn't feel like he was the problem. Right, for sure. And also for him to have that choice of if he do ever step into your life, one, respect them, but you can express yourself properly and make the proper decision. Like, I'm not gonna, he's a piece of shit. No, I'm gonna explain it to a way like the honest truth of what happened. You know what I mean? I'm in the best respectful way possible. It's like I already made that decision that if he doesn't come around and be a father, when my son gets to the point where he wants to know, I'm not going to tell him, your father said fuck you. It'll be like, listen, this is how it went, and this is the decision he made, and this is how it went from there. You know what I mean? That's responsible. That's kind of what to do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I told you because like some people, a lot of other people would go the other route. You know what I mean? No, I realized because I had to learn to do what works for me and my son in this situation. Because even with the way some of the things he did, like, oh, you want to go fuck him up? Oh, fuck that, you too nice. This is why. Then it'd be like, I have to handle this the best way I know how for me and my son and my sanity, because
again, I'm not exempt from snapping. This is a very hurtful feeling. Whether no matter what the situation was or how it's supposed to be, I have to live every day knowing that someone is choosing not to take care of something that I love the most.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's a everyday pain. Or whatever. Sure. So like I was saying, navigating that, I could say at first I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just bring him. And in my mind, I'm just hoping that, okay, if he see him enough, that'll make him just, because my baby, like you said, you can't see my baby and not be in love with my son.
No, for sure.
So I'm a part of me was doing it in the hopes of, you know, eventually he see one, I come in peace, you know, try to keep it. That's another thing I had a problem with, not trying to be the problem. You going above and beyond to not be the problem. And
then you appear overly docile.
Like, yeah. So it's like now.
Nigga, I'm still dangerous, nigga.
That's another thing. I am very much still dangerous. Shamir will call me a punk now. But I'm still dangerous. I don't want to be dangerous, but I can be.
It's hard. It's I want to say it's hard, but maybe I'm saying it wrong. But to be, like they say, like you got to recognize, like, for me to be this peaceful, how much shit that I had to endure.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Some shit, how many people had to get hurt for me to be this peaceful
exactly.
type shit. And it's hard to, like...
And who can still get hurt.
Yeah, and it's hard to be this way knowing you can be that way.
Yeah.
But it's easy at the same time, too, because you do recognize, like, you do have a lot more to lose, and we don't have as much time left as we... You know what I'm saying?
And when you do step out of character, it bothers you.
For sure.
You don't like it.
Because I worked so hard to cultivate this version of Alameen that I don't want to be like, because a lot of times motherfuckers, they tell a story. They be like, yo, remember that time? And I'm like,
you know I got stories.
I'm sorry, sir. I do not remember. I'll start talking.
Even that, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because, again, like I said, even you, like you said, how do you make it look so peaceful and easy? Because you weren't not like, you know how some people was like never a street, like you were a street nigga. Like, you wasn't a sit on the corner and sell drugs all day, nigga, but you were a street nigga.
Yeah, it's different.
Like you're a man now.
That's a lot. That's why a lot of times,
that's
most
not an
times,
easy choice.
I do respect the process.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
That's not an easy choice. That's not a. It's so easy to. You know how we know it's easy to get stuck in a fucked up in that space because we see it so often.
So much.
And it clearly, that's what makes me give a little empathy too, because it's like clearly, by the grace of God, somehow, some way, you know what I mean? I feel like anything could happen where I could step right back into that and fall short, right? Easily. But if it was that easy, it would be so much better in the community, which means it's not easy. Mm-hmm. It's really not easy. Yeah. So, yeah. But navigating being a mother, I'm handling it. I be stressed out when everybody asks how he doing. He's great. That's how I say it. And how I'm doing, I think my edge is going back.
Check on me, nigga. Help.
But it really shows you what you could do. Mm-hmm. Like, every day, like, I'm keeping a kid alive. Mm-hmm. Like, and two, another thing I want to not normalize, stop normalizing, like, showing how strong, like, I saw my mother as a strong woman, single mother, where we know single parenting is not good, but we also make it look so easy that most people don't realize, girl, don't get yourself in that situation. If you could avoid it, because we made it, we always want to, like, the highlight reels. It sucks. It sucks. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful, but it sucks. Yeah. Like, and everybody can't handle it. It's people who fold under that pressure.
I'm glad you said it before I said it, because a lot of times people don't recognize, like, a lot of people are having children younger and younger and younger because of the culture that we've cultivated over time. Mm-hmm. It's like sexualization of kids. People are getting younger and younger. You know what I'm saying? No. But like a child, if you're not ready, you're never really ready.
No.
But like if you're not mentally ready and you don't have some form of a plan in place, that shit, not that shit, excuse me. A child
Fuck
will...
that little shit.
A child will derail your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where you have that, like, not, what's the word I'm looking for? When you mad at something. You'll have that. You'll have resentment. You'll have a form of resentment, and you'll treat your child wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And not even realize it.
Not even knowing. Like, we hear stories all the time of how parents just hurt their kids, don't treat their children right, and things of that nature. They don't deserve it. They didn't ask to be here. I hate when people say that, but
right.
They didn't ask to be here. But like, if you're not ready mentally or in some form or fashion, you don't have a plan in place,
right?
It will change your life.
And
you know what I'm
saying? If you can avoid being a single parent, of course things can happen down the line. Yeah. But a lot of us, good. Right? No, I'm talking about as far as even if you plan it right, because people are trying to rebuttal what even if it's planned right, it could still go live, which is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, but if you can. Try your best to make sure you going into it properly. And this is speaking from someone who didn't go into it properly. You know what I mean?
I take care of all my kids.
Because
give me some.
That mental, emotional, and physical, if you like I said, you don't find the balance to take care of yourself, it's gonna spill over on your kids. And on top of that, they lose out on a lot. They lose out on a lot, and you don't even realize it unless you're in it. And if you end up with the other parent, I'm not even going to say, because some mothers suck too. Now you got a single parent household, well, maybe you get lucky where you do have an active other parent, which is good, which is a blessing because it lifts some of that burden. But then if you end up in a situation where you don't have that, it's hard doing it alone.
Right.
It's hard doing it alone, even down to making decisions. Like I had a breakdown trying to figure out, oh my gosh, because Diary Daycare. A lot of the kids there, they're older parents, they're couples, like other nationalities, and they have these plans for their kids. Like I took Diary to one of the birthday parties there. I'm the only single mother. A lot of the classmates in his class, they're going to the private school, and they have each other to make the decisions with, and it's like, even down to that, like I don't have anybody to bounce the decisions off of. I got my mother, but it's not the same of not having that other parent to make that decision off of. Like I even feel bad that my mother has to balance her life around my son. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. Be responsible. Being a single parent is not the wave. We're not supposed to be that strong. We're supposed to have the other person to do it with us. So if you can properly go into it prepared. Yes, anything could happen down the line, but don't let that be your reason to initiate the wrong. So yeah. Sure. That's how single parent. That's how motherhood is going for me. But I make that shit look good because that little boy stayed good. He's smart. He could count in Spanish. Shout out to his school. Shout out to my mother. The hardest thing is potty training. If anybody can help me with that, I suck. The potty training is not going well for me.
I don't even remember how I potty trained my kids. I don't know. All right. So now we have spoken a lot about.
This is a lot. We kind of. I'm talking a lot.
We good. This is what it's for.
Okay.
I always tell people in the beginning, don't ever feel like you're talking too much because you've been brought here to have a conversation and get your shit off. So at the end of the day, it's about
I'm about to be a rapper too. It's like, no.
Fuck it. Spit them bars.
No.
But we did speak a lot about Write It Out, right? But I do have some questions specifically pertaining to Write It Out.
Okay, excuse me. I just cranked open my 40.
Yeah, word. So, as it pertains to Write It Out, right? Obviously, this is your baby. This is a brain trust that was birthed out of your life experiences, and the thing that helped you the most was writing.
Yeah.
Right? So, as far as goals for Write It Out, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask a question about goals and plans, but I feel like goals and plans are two different things. But, let's start with your goals for Write It Out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
First and foremost, can I shout out my board?
For sure.
I have a phenomenal board. Feminique, Shamira, Lynetta, Brittany, and Marquise in my account. And I don't count him in that part because he really not a part of doing the process.
You mean Brittany, Mysterious Brittany?
Yeah. Britt is on the board too.
Shout out to Brittany, man. Shout out to everybody, but specifically Brittany.
Yeah. So shout out to my boys. So far they've been showing up. Even when I came with them 2 weeks, I want to say 2 weeks before we even announced the event that I wanted to do the Vision Boys. So this first event is really don't or whatever. So shout out to the amazing board, amazing team I have, who I reached out to them listen, this is what I want to do. Do I want to be on? They all agreed because two of them, they aren't in my immediate circle. One of the guys I grew up with, but two of them, they aren't in my immediate circle, and they've shown so much interest into this that it was all right, come on. And even outside of that, the conversations we had, Lynetta, she was teaching me a lot in business before I even started the Write It Out thing, when I was trying to get my find a space to do the esthetician stuff. So yeah, shout out to the team or whatever. So now the goal the goal, right?
Yeah.
The goal for Write It Out Inc. is to reach as many adults, like literally adults. And when I mean adults, I'm including young adults, 18 plus. Reach as many adults as possible to get them to express, to get them to find different ways to cope, to get them to open up, to see that, it's okay. You know what I mean? So pretty much the same thing we do at the brunch. The goal is to get that process to be not a real therapy session because we're not licensed, of course, but to be that safe haven to where as though it's okay. And it's okay to express yourself. And if you can't express yourself this way, how about this way? So the goal is to not focus on the youth, but actually focus on the adults that come from where we come from, the underprivileged communities,
right,
or whatever. So that's the goal.
Okay.
I don't know if that explained it right.
When you say that, you say I think like you want to reach the unhealed, misunderstood, grown children that don't necessarily or haven't necessarily identified it, two dealt with it, or created an outlet for themselves.
Yeah.
So
that was a great way to put it.
now the plan. I'm not going to ask you about the plan because then that's probably that's a part of your mission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I don't
want
to give too much of that away. Plus at the end of the day, this is your thing. So it's like you can't give away the source.
They can follow us on Instagram, Write It Out Inc. Also, I do have the reach us. I don't know if can you send anonymous emails? Unless because some people have their name in their email.
Anonymous emails, you can.
I mean, you can reach out to us at info@writeitoutinc.org. That's our email address. Like I said, the same way my DM is open, that is open. If you literally to access, even if you just want to express something, it's pretty much me taking what I do on my social media page and just making it a thing that could reach more people.
Giving it a life of its own.
Yeah. So, like I said, you can still hit me. If you I want to partner with a lot of different groups. I want to partner with some of the youth programs to reach some of the parents. You get what I'm saying? I want to speak to, while you speak, like some of these youth programs are dealing with the kids, I want to deal with some of the parents and see some of the things they are going through and how they processing it and how they dealing with it or navigating it and see what we can do to help them. So I want to really take this thing outside of even us, just our community. I even want to have, I'm going to join that because it's hard to get men. I want to do a men only event or whatever, so that men can see that these things aren't exclusive to women.
Right.
You know what I mean? These processes aren't exclusive to women. I really want to start with our guys. I want to snatch them up one day, let them see what we doing, get them to participate freely, so they can even start the process.
Hey, if we could go out, if we could all link up and go out and buy bottles and hang out in the club, we could go sit down somewhere and discuss. And express. You
right.
Know what I'm saying?
And even something can be birthed out of that from one of the guys. You know what, let me just start this thing exclusively for the guys to give that outlet. You know what I mean? I really just want this thing to grow and just reach as many of us as possible so we can even start the process of opening up. Because most of, we numb ourselves with alcohol, sex, everything other than getting it out.
Right. So, we misunderstand healing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you think I'm okay now type shit, or I don't feel right, I'm not bleeding or I'm not aching, not even knowing your heart. Well, I can't say heart is hemorrhaging because that's I guess that might be a real thing, but your emotions, the thing that is in charge of your emotional center is in disarray and it's not right. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we look at I got high blood pressure, I got this, that. You got a lot going on, bro. But at the same time, you need to recenter your chi, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Another thing that may also, like I said, I don't only relate to heartbreak. I'm not a god, but I came from the hood.
Right.
So I've experienced a lot of the things that, a lot of them experience and still experiencing. And one of my biggest things I want to understand too, I want them to be, because most people be like, they ain't gonna do nothing for me. because you step in and think it's supposed to be done. Mm-hmm. Like, I want you to see that it's really a process. You just got to get it started, and no matter how much, just pick it back up. Like, your fuck up don't. Like, you might fuck up again. You might go on the court again. You might have to bust your gun again. Mm-hmm. But you can sit down and censor with yourself and process it so where though you just keep getting better. Because once you're able to acknowledge it, the process helps you to acknowledge it. Once you're able to acknowledge it, you're able to start working on it to fix it. And you understand that, damn, there's some shit I got to keep working at. Mm-hmm. Keep working at, because we can't undo what we've been through for years and years. It's like riding a bike. The natural reaction, if you swing, my natural reaction ain't going to be peace.
Right.
My natural reaction is to swing. Mm-hmm. So it's just working on that. So that's where the Write It Out Inc. come from. Just opening that process to focus on the adults so that we can maybe do better for the kids.
Right. You one thing I can say about that before I ask my next question is that you don't go to the gym one day and then come out with muscles.
Right.
So just understand that it's a process. You got to work towards it. You got to be open, be receptive, be communicative, and allow yourself to be expressive so you get out what you put in. Now, you go just like we go to the gym to get strong physically, you can go to Write It Out Inc. or whatever form of therapy you decide to do, and just work at it. And over time, you'll get strong. You'll be physically fit and emotionally fit. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. That's just that's a piece of advice that I want to give to the people that do intend to follow it, might have doubts or whatever the case may be. It's okay, nigga.
It's okay.
It's good, nigga. Hug a nigga or something, nigga. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I spelled advice right. Skip that, right? Not skip it, but we're gonna talk about advice. Oh. What advice would you give to someone who is on the fence about it? You know what I'm saying? And to start that off, I would like you to answer this question. What do you think is better to write with? Do you think it's better to write with your head, or do you think it's better to write with your heart?
I think it requires both.
Okay.
I think you got to do it with your heart and your head, because you kind of got to get that brutal honesty.
I'm gonna give you some pushback. I'm gonna give you some pushback.
No, go ahead.
I think it's better to write with your head, because I feel like it's easier to write the things that we think until we know what we actually feel.
That okay. I can see where you're coming from that, because when I say both, that's why I said no matter how brutal it is, write everything. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So I can see where you come from with write with your head first.
Wait, so would you say that I was right?
I would say that you was right. You was right, motherfucker.
I live for those moments.
Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, I think just free. Just freely write. I say your head and your heart, because sometimes when you overthink it, you think too much or whatever, you think about what you're gonna say. And whereas though, whatever you're feeling like, even if you feel like I always say too, end it with I love you. And to write it out is the name of it. It's not even just only about writing. It's just whichever way works for you with expressing yourself. For me, once I start writing, it's just naturally just go, like not even thinking about it. And then, like I said, I always end it with I love you. So I say don't even think, just write. Whatever you got up there or in here. That's why I say both, because whatever's in your heart, just write, because eventually it's not going to be filtered. When you first start, it might be filtered. Right. Because it's new. So you still trying to say what you think you want to say. Mm. When the reality is, whatever you write, if you're using your head when you first start, use your head. Mm. If you're using your heart when you first start, use your heart. But the more you write, I feel like it's going to pour out in that pen. Mm. And it's going to come together. So you was right a little bit.
I equate that to footsteps in the... I've become a bit of a philosopher, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. I equate that to footprints in the snow, because it's nothing in front of you, right? Once it first starts snowing, it's nothing in front of you. You taking the steps, you stepping, and you're like, damn, you realize that I got to walk from Bramhall to Journal Square, right? Just an example, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going on an emotional journey, and that's a bit of a distance for us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But once you get to a certain point, you got to look back and recognize yo, damn, I got a long way to go.
But look how far.
But look how many steps I took to get to where I am right now. Yeah. And that's progress.
And you know what else is good about that? Because if it starts snowing again, that shit might cover up your tracks. Or the snow plow might cover up your tracks. And It might get dirty, but that don't diminish that you still took those steps.
It's a fact.
Oh, that was some good shit.
Word up. You feel me?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. This is my last thing that I want to ask you because you obviously it does take a lot sometimes as a people to get into a space where we're okay with being. I don't often use the V word, but like vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna take a level. It's gonna take a level of vulnerability to put that ink, that pen to paper, or that pencil to paper, or the marker to whatever. So what specifically would you either one recommend or do you do to cultivate an environment, or you suggest that one should do to cultivate an environment or create an environment of vulnerability to be able to write and express?
I think you should really just sit with yourself. Like I don't really like. I don't see, for me, I don't writing. I feel like that's one of the safest things because it's not coming out your mouth. It's not being said. So in my mind, especially the way I process it, and it's like this is why I also started it, because I'm learning from other people also. But I think once you just sit with yourself and do it, that's the environment. Like that paper and pen. Once you have that paper and pen and just put that first word on there, that's just how you cultivate the space to do it. Not, going with, you don't even have to come to an event. You know what I mean? Or even if you come to an event, right? Even if you don't participate, just seeing so many people who are doing it, that'll kind of put in your head like, well, maybe it is something here. And then on top of that, you'll see that it's some people who may share and some people, they're not ready for that step yet. You get what I'm saying? So even if you're not ready to write, I think put yourself in those type of environments to see what's there, to get a feel. So I think the first step is showing up. If it's not just straight grabbing a piece of paper and just writing, go to, even if it's not one of my events, go somewhere where the atmosphere is based on that. Go to a different atmosphere. Go somewhere calm and think about somewhere where you feel safe. Go there. So I think the first step is going back to safety, where you feel safe and comfortable enough to do it. Second, also make yourself uncomfortable and come into those places where those things is actually happening. The more you surround yourself with those type of people and see those type of things, eventually you'll get comfortable enough to do it. So just show up. Just take that step. Like you said, take that first step. And like I said, if it's not individually, come to one of our workshops. It's free. You know what I mean? Come sit down. You ain't even got to grab a pen and paper. You could just sit in. Eventually, the more you show up, you start to do. So either you isolate yourself and just get to it, or go to the environment where it's happening and gradually get to that space where you're comfortable. That's kind of...
Okay. I think that would be important for people to go to those workshops, because even if you don't know what to expect, but if you put yourself around like-minded people that are also curious about their healing journey or their emotional positioning in the world type shit and in life, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are curious about health and happiness and well-being on all levels type shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. I think it's super important what you're doing. And I want to tell you that I'm proud of you. I want to say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because I recognize and I appreciate and I understand how important it is, and how it may at times be thankless, but also very, very, very much necessary.
Yeah, and it's even that, even doing it, you feel me? Like, it's tough. It's a battle. Even that's a battle. You know what I mean? So if I'm an example of anything for that, just show up no matter what. No matter what phase you are in your life. No matter, because like I said on the post the other day, God didn't always choose the qualified. Some of the worst people that were chosen was they got fucked up backgrounds. They still just take the step. You know what I mean? Take the step. It don't always look perfect.
Right.
It doesn't always look perfect. You're not gonna always feel ready to. You're not gonna always feel like you said. Even if you show up, you'll be surprised how many people there, no matter how much they do it, nervous or don't know what to say or never want to get up and just show up. Just show up, because sometimes just hearing from somebody else, and also too, what makes it tough. I don't know how to explain it. With the social media era, that's another thing that makes it hard. Like you said, you don't want to look at gimmicky. You see so much. Show up so that you can see for yourself if that's for you. Because sometimes people get discouraged because they see so many things where it's man, you just try to make money off me. Show up just to see if it's revealed to you, if it's a genuine thing, if this is for you, if this is what worked for me, and even if. even if it gets you started and that's not where you want to stay, it's just a start. So,
For sure. I'm glad you said that because, like you said, God doesn't call the qualified. Right? That's important. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the call. You know what I'm saying? So, like, your purpose is in you already. You feel me?
Come on.
Your purpose is in you already. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to take some work to bring it out of you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is today who they was yesterday. Like, with that being said, like, you got to do the work. You got to find your space. And I'm appreciative that you did, or you are providing a space for people to say, hey, I feel a thing. It's okay to feel. Like, feelings make you human. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't feel nothing, you're not human. You know what I'm saying? That which doesn't grow is dead. So just be mindful of that shit, man. Again, bro, I want to say thank you, man. We've done beautiful things every time we've linked up, and now we've done yet another beautiful thing with this episode, with this podcast.
Thank you. I'm still getting used to it only being on me. As much as I like to talk, I made a joke when I sent you, like, I was the Mona of the group, because it's like, hold up. Right. Like, y'all gonna hear me say, like, cut her mic off. I had to get used to this, and thank you. And thank you because, you know what I mean? That's one thing I struggle with talking about, and because I never want to come across as I'm not humble, or if I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I never want to come across I don't never want anybody to see me other than being a human being, a person who's just trying. You know what I mean? Like, and the reality is, you know, God has blessed me with every part of me to be able to do these things. Like, it's a blessing. Every part of me, every part of what I am, and who I'm learning to be is a blessing. And I thank you for giving me the space to openly say that, to openly acknowledge that, like, you know, anything we do is a big deal. But even once you start doing things that, you know, people respect and people like value, it really does something to you. You know what I mean? And I'm like you said, like, I like how you ended that. God qualifies. What you say?
God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies
the called. I like the ending of that because that's the truth, and that's what anything. I really just want to encourage anybody with anything, because especially when you're doing things so publicly, you know what I mean. Sometimes you get this. You got people who will put you here. Sometimes you get a target on your back. It's so many things where, though, you feel like you have to live your life a certain way, or I have to do this now. I have to make sure anybody see me. I'm always in a good mood, or like, you know what I mean. You could lose yourself in it too, and that's when it becomes fake. That's when it becomes unauthentic. That's when you lose what you're really doing it for. I'm not saying you get to do a bunch of bullshit and still turn out to do this, but always remember that you are a person. Your process is your process. You're going to fuck up. You're going to get it right. But as long as you keep putting that step forward, you're going to do what you're supposed to do. Everybody, all of us have a purpose.
For sure. 100%.
Honestly, the reality is all of us have a purpose. All of us have a calling. You have to decide, take what you're going through or what you can do, whatever talent, anything that God bless you with, to revamp it. To not only benefit others, not only benefit yourself, but benefit others also. So, yeah.
Right. Word. Shit, I don't know. I don't know. That was fire, bro. I appreciate the conversation. And another thing, I don't know. I told you I've become a bit of a philosopher. And like, that's how I've been.
Okay, Dr. Jung.
Because you've been saying things that I really agree with. You know what I'm saying? You said you don't want to ever be seen as a trying, you only want to ever be seen as a person that's trying. Yeah. Right. And I understand. I say man in a lot of my statements only because I'm a man, but it can be
universal.
It can be universal, right? And the way I see it, as a trying man is a growing man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The more you try, you're gonna grow as a person. You know what I'm saying? Just keep trying. Don't ever stop. You know what I'm saying? No matter what barrier or obstacle is put in front of you, you got to do your best to get around it, get over it, get under it. But you got to keep trying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for pulling up on me.
Thank you for having me.
We got to do this again soon, sometime, in some form or fashion.
I'm down. As long as I have the time and you already know. As long as I don't have to go get him, I'm down. Right. Like, long as I have the time, like I said, I'm down to show up. I know I can't commit to the full 500 questions right now that I would like to. No, but even just doing this, like, cool. Like,
I love talking to you, so we can sit down and have a conversation any day.
And next time, that's it. It ain't gonna be about me. We gonna touch some shit.
Hey, let's put it out there.
Yeah. You're not gonna get a consistent every week. This is what we doing, but I'm gonna pop up here and there. We gonna do what we do best.
Guess who's home? If you can leave the people with something real quick if you feel it on your heart.
The only thing I want to leave people with is thank you. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for respecting me. Thank you for knowing me. Thank you for trying to know me and understanding me. Thank you for encouraging me with the same words I encourage y'all with. Thank you for just allowing me to grow in front of y'all and accepting it and learning from it. So I appreciate y'all from Poetry by Balaij, from Balaij, because y'all know my name Balaij, but Balaij is me. That's my brand. That's who I am. That's who I've become. So I'm just thank you and appreciative of those who are in my corner, even if I don't even realize you're in my corner. So yeah. And thank God. I love God. You love God? Yeah, I love God. Right. Thank you for you too. I appreciate you. Because you this was the first platform outside of my set. Like, this was the first mic in my face where I had to get that comfortability. Like, oh no, boy, listen. And I learned from you guys. I learned a lot from you. From the topics and that was honestly the first therapy sessions ever, because we used to kick it hard.
For sure. So, we used to the COVID, we used to be beating down.
Like, that was deep. Hold on, let's get off camera. Let's go. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's it. I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for coming up here. And if I want to say something in support of, you can also tell people in a second. You could tell people where to find you. You could reiterate the Instagram or the email.
Okay.
But I want to say this one thing I want to say to y'all, because remember we used to say something to the people every time we close out the episode.
Yeah.
The thing that I want to say to y'all is this:
if y'all see me looking this way, and when he looking at me, I am wholeheartedly looking at him. But for some reason, it's not going here. I'm looking at him.
Looking at the screens.
Yeah.
It's easy to grow externally. The real work is to grow internally. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's the more important growth. You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot grow internally and just grow externally, and before you know it, you're out of time, and you've always been where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's important that we go from one place to another. So let's grow internally as well as externally. You know what I'm saying? Super important. And now you can just tell the people where to find you, how to get emails and everything again.
So you can still find me at Poetry by Balaij on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Balaij Sweeney. And you can find the Write It Out Inc. on Instagram. It's just Write It Out Inc. RITEITOUTINC. It's just like that on Instagram.
All one word.
Yeah, just one word. You could look out. I'm not sure if this will be out before Saturday. This probably won't be out till next week, right?
What's today?
Today's Wednesday.
Probably Tuesday.
Okay, all right. So just be on the lookout for more events. I know he said we'll attend anything, but we have big things in mind. Like, we want to do more events. We want to do eventually next year. I want to do a retreat. Like, I want to it's so many things I want to do. So I'm gonna do. We're gonna do, and we just learning as we go. So, because this is brand new for all of us who's on the team. Like, this is brand new, so we just ready to step out, and hope you guys are welcoming of us as we are of you guys.
For sure. Again, man, thank you for coming out. We will do this again soon. And also, I want to say thank you all for showing up every time I show up, every time we show up. Shout out to Damo. This has been another episode of Union Street, the podcast, where we have the most interesting conversation on the internet with the most interesting people in the world.
I said clock it.
Yeah, right. This has been another episode of 500 The Questions, the podcast. Ooh. I've been Union and Jackson.
It's your girl, Balaij.
And we out of here, man. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
That was